Tonight, every team in the NFL has changed their profile picture on Twitter to this. It's one of the many tributes pouring in for Damar Hamlin, the Buffalo Bills defensive player who collapsed on the field after making a tackle on Monday Night Football in Cincinnati. Tonight, Hamlin's uncle gave us an update on his nephew's health.
They're day to day. He's improving from where he was yesterday. And, you know, we're just going to continue to pray. And I know that he's in great hands with the medical team he has here. They've been doing a tremendous job just helping him with his recovery.
While we do not know what caused the cardiac arrest on the field, quick work revived Hamlin and got him to the hospital, and that was key. Cal and Gray spoke to experts who say this is an important reminder of knowing the signs.
The nation watched Monday night as Buffalo Bills safety Damar Hamlin made this tackle in the first quarter, getting up and taking a step before falling backwards to the ground. Fans holding their breath.
This is the last thing you want to see.
With teammates' concerns clear. Later learning Hamlin had suffered cardiac arrest at just 24 years old.
It's very unusual. This is the 1% or less of the population.
His age not the only reason. Cardiologists say this is abnormal.
Cardiac arrest is not common among athletes.
Dr. Jason Bardis is the Associate Director of the Center for Resuscitation Medicine at the University of Minnesota, a national leader in cardiac arrest care.
I think the first thing that stuck out is we don't often see cardiac arrests happen in such a public space with so many people able to see what happens.
And watching as Hamlin received critical care on the field. Medical teams launching into what's called the chain of survival, starting CPR and using an automated external defibrillator to shock his heart.
You can see that the ambulance is out there on the field.
The Bills tweeting his heartbeat was restored on the field and he was transferred to the hospital for further testing and treatment.
What difference does that immediate CPR make?
One of the best predictors of outcomes and the largest impacts we can have to improve outcomes in people with cardiac arrest is delivering early, high-quality CPR.
The American Heart Association.
It is important to act fast.
Using this moment to encourage people to learn CPR.
Everybody can be trained and should be trained.
Knowing every minute counts.
We lose about 10% of people for every minute. So it's huge. So you can imagine if you wait for the ambulance to get there, which even really fast is about 7 minutes, then 7 out of 10 people will not make it.
American Heart Association board member Dr. Robin Germany says it's also important to identify the location of an AED when you're in a public place, so you can respond quickly if someone shows signs of cardiac arrest, which can include loss of pulse, abnormal breathing, and becoming unconscious.
They can happen for multiple reasons. Sometimes athletes, like any person, can have an underlying illness they don't know about, and that can be triggered just incidentally during the time of an athletic event, can be triggered by the exertion of an athletic event itself. And in some unusual circumstances, direct physical contact to the chest.
Dr. Bardis telling us regardless of the reason, Hamlin has a long recovery ahead. His family grateful for the outpouring of support.
I know he's fighting, and I know that, you know, we appreciate all the prayers and support we've been getting from people all over not just the country, but the world. And I know that there's power in prayer, and for all the prayer that we've been getting, it really means a difference.
If a medical emergency like this were to happen here, the Vikings have about 30 medical personnel on site for every Vikings game at US Bank Stadium and an emergency action plan they can enact. US Bank Stadium has permanently installed AEDs throughout its facility as well. Plus, medical staff are equipped with additional AEDs for mobile response during major events.
Kellen, so many interesting things there. But should everybody get heart screening?
Well, the American Heart Association tells me this is one of the reasons there are sports physicals and why it's important for adults to have an annual physical, because some abnormalities might be identified, but not all will be, which again is why it's a good idea to learn CPR to help your family and friends if there's an emergency. The American Heart Association says it saw a 200% increase in visits to its hand-only CPR webpage today.
A very short video that will save lives. Amazing. Thank you, Kel.